All right, if you're even thinking about starting an online business in 2026, you've got a massive question looming over your head. Shopify or Amazon? I mean, it's one of the very first and honestly one of the most critical decisions you're going to make. So let's break it down and figure out what this choice really means for you and your business.
So let's just frame this whole thing with one simple but really powerful question. Are you here to build your very own kingdom, where you call all the shots? Or are you trying to join a massive pre-built empire? Getting access to all its people, but having to play by their rules. Seriously, once you figure that out, the whole Shopify versus Amazon thing gets a whole lot clearer.
And yeah, that whole kingdom versus empire idea, it really just boils down to one core trade-off: complete ownership versus instant reach.
Okay, so first up, we've got Shopify. The best way to think about it is like this. It's your own piece of digital real estate. You get the land, you get the tools, and you build your store from the ground up exactly how you want it. You control the whole vibe, the look, the feel, and this is the big one. You own that customer relationship from the very first time they visit to their 10th order and beyond.
And then you've got Amazon. Now, this isn't your store. Not at all. It's the biggest marketplace on the planet. You're not building a destination here. Nope. You're setting up a stall inside a massive, bustling market where millions of people are already walking around ready to buy. You're basically just plugging right into this huge, ready-made ecosystem that has an insane amount of built-in traffic. So let's put it side by side. With Shopify, you get to build that kingdom. You get total brand ownership, but you've got to get people to come visit. You're responsible for generating all the traffic. On the flip side, with Amazon, the traffic is just there. It's a built-in empire of shoppers. The catch? Your brand is just one stall among millions, and you have to play by the empire's rules. All right, time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's kick off round one, the money. I mean, this is what it's all about, right? Which one of these platforms is actually going to leave more cash in your pocket when all is said and done?
Okay, before we dive into the weeds, I want one number to just stick in your head. 30%. Let that sink in. 30%. That's, on average, the total cut that Amazon takes from sellers on every single sale once you add up all their fees.
And here's how they get to a number that high. See, the basic monthly fees might look kind of similar at first glance, but Amazon hits you with this huge referral fee, usually around 15%, just for the privilege of selling to their audience. Shopify? It just doesn't have that. And the result is this massive gap. On Shopify, you're looking at a few percent in fees, but on Amazon, it can easily be 20, 30, even 35% of your total revenue. Ouch. So let's make this real. Imagine you're selling a product for $50. On Shopify, after your costs, you're walking away with around $42.50. Pretty good. Now, that exact same $50 product on Amazon, after they take their cut, you're left with just $28. That is a huge difference in your profit margin for every single item that leaves the shelf. But hey, business isn't just about the profit you make today, right? It's about building something that lasts, a real asset. And that brings us to round two, the brand. Okay, now listen up, because this might be the single most important difference between these two platforms. I'm not kidding. On Shopify, when someone buys from you, you get their email. You own that direct line to them. On Amazon, nope. That data is Amazon's. They own the customer. You don't. So why is a simple email address such a big deal? Well, because it's everything. It's your direct line to talk to your customers again. You can build email lists, you can retarget them with ads, you can actually learn who they are. Get this, brands that own their customer data see repeat purchase rates that are like 40% higher. That is how you build a real, lasting business. And this idea of control extends to the whole shopping experience. On Shopify, your website is basically a blank canvas. You can make it look and feel exactly like your brand. It's totally you. But on Amazon, you're stuck in their box. You get their standard product page template, and your brand ends up looking just like millions of others. Okay, so we've talked money, we've talked brand. Let's get down to the brass tacks. How do you actually get your products into your customers' hands? This brings us to round three, operations. Now, this is one area where Amazon is an absolute beast. Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA. It's just so simple and hands-off. You basically just box up your products, ship them to an Amazon warehouse, and that's it. They take care of everything else, storing it, packing it, shipping it, even handling customer service and returns. It's an incredible machine. Shopify's approach, well, it's totally different. It's all about giving you flexibility and control. You get to choose how you fulfill orders. You can do it yourself from your garage, you can hire a third-party warehouse, or you can use their own network. The point is, you get to control that whole unboxing experience, with custom packaging and little thank you notes. You're in charge of that final critical touchpoint with your customer.
So, after 3 big rounds, money, brand, and operations, where do we land? What's the final verdict? Let's pull this all together and make sense of it. Look, at the end of the day, it's not about which platform is better in a vacuum. It's about which one is the right tool for your specific goals. If your goal is to build a long-term brand, to own your customer relationships, and to maximize your profit margins, then Shopify is your answer. But if you just want to test a product idea super fast and get in front of a massive audience from day one, then honestly, nothing beats the raw power of Amazon. So before you make a final decision, you've got to ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, is owning your customer data a must-have for you? 2, are profit margins your absolute top priority? 3, do you need that built-in traffic like right now? And 4, is having total control over your brand's look and feel essential? Your answers to these questions are going to point you straight to the right platform for you. And so we're kind of back where we started, with one last question to really focus your thinking. Are you trying to build a unique destination, a place that people will seek out and come back to over and over? Or are you just renting a stall in the world's biggest, busiest market, trying to grab the attention of the crowds as they walk by? Both paths can work, for sure, but they are completely different journeys. Whichever journey you end up choosing, getting it right from the very beginning is so important. If you feel like you could use an expert guide, the team over at StarterX has scaled up some massive stores on both platforms. They actually offer a free consultation to help you figure out your own game plan. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll catch you on the next one.